Welcome to your video walk on your Outback. First things first, bumper caps come off. It's going to be the perfect spot to store your sewer hose. This does fold down into 3 different positions, up, in the middle, and then all the way down. So you can transport some coolers or some bikes. You do have a 200-pound capacity. Once that's folded down, you can fold your ladder down. And it clips into those spots so you can get access to inspect your roof. Out here is your rear sewer outlet connection. So one on your left is your gray, one on your right is your black tank. I always recommend making sure that they're all the way closed before you take that cap off. And then I always dump my black tank first, let that get dumped out, and then I use the gray to kind of flush the hose out. You are equipped with a leveling system, and we'll show you that as we get up front. You do have another gray tank right there to dump. That's that one right there. Your water hookup. Little tab to have it open like that. So you have city water facing that way, and if you switch it the other way, you'll be filling your onboard fresh tank. Next to that, a black tank flush. So when you're dumping your black tank, you can hook a hose up to there, and there's a nozzle in there that'll spray out your black tank. Quick disconnect for shower. Push that in, turn it, locks it in, very easy. And you have hot and cold outside as well. Then you have cable and satellite hookup out here. And the neat thing about this is you can hook everything up, then move these panels out of the way and close it. Keeps everything looking neat. Pass-through storage with a crank, backup for your jacks. Up front, Group 24 RV marine grade battery. Definitely recommend taking it out in the winter. It keeps it from dying. And then you do have, I would also recommend disconnecting your negative lead in between trips to keep your battery from using voltage unnecessarily. Do have a docking light switch. It's going to be these LED lights right underneath there. Propane, you can access from the top. It's easier to show, taking the whole thing off. So dual 30-pound cylinders with an automatic changeover regulator. So wherever that's pointing, it's going to pull from that tank first. Once this one's empty, it'll switch to pulling from this one if this one were to be on. However, this won't move, indicating it is switched. Controls for your leveling system. So turn it on there, wait for it to load. So get tongue jack mode, so getting it on and off your truck. Your track's gonna lower it, extend's gonna raise it. So you can go out of tongue jack mode, back into auto mode, and you can hit auto level. Tells you. So make sure everything's clear on the sides. Make sure people aren't in there moving around. It will throw it off. It'll tell you it's an auto level in progress. It's gonna get the front. It's gonna get it good front to back with the tongue jack, and then it'll run the back ones down. So as it's doing that, there's a little thing, little chart right when you flip this open. We'll tell you what to do and how to do it. Other access to the outdoor storage with manual crank. Backup for there. The backup's going to be right under here. And you do have manual backup for your slide. If you look in there, it'll focus right in the back. That's your backup for your slide. Water heater. The only thing you'll have to do out here is just putting the plug in and taking it out. That's it right there. So when you're ready, screw that in. It's 1 1/16 is the socket size. Don't over tighten it, but get it snug. Then you'll be good to fill. There is a switch right there. Right there. For electric, so if it's on and you have it on, it's on electric. If it's off, you turn it on, it'll be on gas. And then your leveling system will beep, indicating it's done. Check. System status, ready. You can go to auto level. You can retract the tongue jack, auto reconnect. All of that is going to be right in there. We'll leave it level now, so it's not bouncing around. More about your water heater, this unit. Sorry. So, only besides taking the plug in or out and hitting the switches, making sure it's clean in here. Up in here, what you're looking for is spider webs, bees' nests, mud dauber's nest, like that. Now, I always recommend draining it after every trip. So before you pull that plug down in there, pull your pressure relief, let it sit out until you stop seeing water come out, snap it closed, and then you can pull your plug out. If not, you're gonna get a hot bath. Outdoor stovetop with an outdoor sink. Same way the other one works for the quick disconnect. Push in and turn. And then your stovetop, it's got a propane line on it that gets connected right there. It's quick disconnect, just like a air hose fitting. Then you open this little black valve to open it up. And then you just push down to light, and light it with a lighter or a match, whatever you prefer. Access to the back of your fridge for any cleaning or maintenance. The only thing you guys will have to do is make sure these stay clear of any debris to allow your fridge to have good airflow. Same with your furnace. Just make sure it's clear. Spider webs, bees' nest, anything like that. Outdoor outlet, GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are in the same circuit. So if one goes, all the connected ones will go too. And then a cable outlet. So it works cable and antenna outside. So if you wanted to have a TV set up on a table outside, you could totally do that. And that concludes our tour of the outside. And then we're ready to go on the inside. The first thing you'll see on the inside is your climate controls. So cool, obviously, your AC. Heat is going to be your furnace. So your AC goes to 55, your furnace goes all the way to 90. Very simple to use. If you have it to fan, your AC will run, but the compressor won't turn on, and it'll just cycle air through here, keeping it fresh air circulated. And then you have fan modes. Auto, high and low, on, high or low. Just recommend keeping on auto. Auto is going to allow your AC in your furnace to cycle whatever temperature it's at. Keep it from just staying on. Especially with your AC, hot, humid days, it'll freeze up and you won't be able to use it again until it thaws back out. We'll come in through the bathroom here real quick. 2 light switches, one on your left does the lights in here, one on your right does your fan. There's a fan in here. You can take these insulating cushions down. You can open the fan with that knob there. Resettable GFCI, so any of the GFCIs that trip, So you come in here and reset it. That's just a regular GFCI, and then you have a light switch here, which does LED lights on the vanity. Nice big vanity. Plenty of storage underneath. Toilet, very simple to use. As long as you're pushing that pedal down, just gonna keep flushing. And the nice thing about this toilet is it's porcelain, just like your toilet at home. Shower, pretty self-explanatory. Cold, hot, removable shower head. You can turn the water coming on or off at the shower head here. And your shower door, when you're ready to use it, unlock it. She slides closed. Just make sure before you travel with it, you relock it. Snaps closed. You don't want these doors sliding back and forth as you're traveling down the road. Moving along, some drawers up here. That one's storage. This one has your control panels in it. So you got battery level, fresh tank, gray, black, gray, and galley. Galley is your kitchen sink. Black and gray is going to be your bathroom area. Then you have awning lights. Here's some night lights, which are outside. Floodlights, which are outside. Porch light, there's a little light outside, and the ceiling light. Let's turn on and off all the lights in here. Glide room, you only have one. Let's just slide out. Pretty easy to use, in or out. When you hear the motor stop like that, you're all the way out. And then this one is your power awning. So hit extend. You watch it go out. Just like that. Sometimes I need a little assistance. Push them out one just like that. Make sure these are loose when you're operating your awning. Go out more with it. And as always, make sure you're clear of trees and any obstacles when you open your awning. There you go, just like that. They are adjustable, so you would just push this arm in like that to pitch one end down, and then tighten that up. So if it's drizzling or raining a little bit, you can have water pitch off to one end rather than all along the edge. However, if you start getting high winds, if it starts storming, roll your awning up. If you roll it in wet, make sure as soon as it gets sunny, you roll it back out again. So that's all the controls there. You have a few more. Water pump, hit that on if you do fill it, if you're pulling from your onboard tank. Electric water heater, gas water heater. So if that switch outside is off and you try to run electric in here, it's not going to work, so make sure that switch is outside. That's not so for the gas will always work. You can run them both at the same time if you want to. Make sure when you run electric that there is water in your water heater. If not, you will toast your heating element. Got a TV and a radio. Your radio is a HD DVD player, not Bluetooth, just an HD DVD player. Power on. So you have different zones. Zone 1's inside. So if you turn zone 1 off, these speakers turn off. It'll just be outside. Vice versa. You have presets, push and hold to save presets. And then you have controls to scan through stations. Hit Bluetooth. Link your phone to it. You look for Furrion DV3300. It'll ask for a pin. It's usually 1, 2, 3, 4, all zeros or all ones. Then you have auxiliary hookup, headphone jack, USB ports. Pretty simple. And when you pop a DVD in there, it'll play the audio through these speakers. You have 2 more USB ports there, and then a fireplace below there. You can control the fireplace from there, and there should be remotes for it. And the remotes are here. Get your remote for your fireplace. Hit the power. You can change the temperature settings up and down. You can put a timer on it. You can change the dimness of the flame. You got your timer here. This is your temperature setting. Temperature timer, raise and lower, and then dim your flame right here, and then power right there. As well as a remote for your radio, which will also act as your remote for your DVD player, and then your remote for your TV. The TV does swivel out, so let's put it like that. It swivels out, and then that little gray tab locks it in. So if you wanted to add a game console or your own DVD player, you could do that and get access to everything back there. Fridge, super simple to use. This button, on or off. This one does auto or gas. Pushed in all the way is on auto. Auto is going to default to 110, so if you're plugged in, that's what it's going to use. But if wherever you were at were to lose power, it's going to automatically switch to propane. If you were to have your propane on. You see in here. Unlike your fridges at home, these two take about 10 to 12 hours to get to their operating temperature. So I always recommend, if you can, plug it in at home just to get your fridge starting to get cold. That way you don't have to wait half a day to use it wherever you guys get to. Microwave, super simple. Only works when you're plugged in, and then you have your lights for your range top, fan vent there, and then you have cooktop. Turn it to light, hit spark, it'll light. You can do them all three at once. And then your oven, you have a pilot. The pilot does not get lit with your sparker. You have to push and hold like that. You can see the pilot in there, right back in there. You light that as you push and hold it with a lighter. Once the pilot's lit, you can turn it to whatever you want. If you're done cooking for the day, but you know you're going to have to use it in a few hours, if you turn it to pilot, it shuts the burners off, leaves the pilot on. Make sure you turn it off before you go to bed. You don't want a lit pilot overnight. Right below that, breaker box. So all your 15 amp fuses for your 12 volt appliances, and then all your breakers for 120. I always recommend keeping a bunch of spare fuses. You never know when you need them. To the left of that, carbon monoxide and propane gas alarm that is hardwired to the 12 volt system, so you don't have to worry about changing batteries. And they do also have a smoke alarm here that does use 9 volt batteries. And then you have a fire extinguisher. So all those safety appliances I just show you have a 10-year lifespan after the date of manufacture. Yeah, partial kitchen cover. You can roll up. Then you also have a full cover right there that could double as a cutting board. Another GFCI outlet over there. Dual recliners. Pull this up, lean back, chairs recline, and then you also have some storage right underneath there. Table does turn into a bed. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. I'll try to explain it the best I can. So you lift up the table out of those tabs. There's just little tabs you can do. Then you unfold this leg. It locks up into there. And then you lower it down to those tabs. And then the table rests on this on the ground. And then on those. And then you rearrange your rear cushions on top of that. So reiterate, it will rest on this instead of this. And it'll get hooked on the bottom ones like that. Now with traveling, it doesn't matter if you have it up or down. Got a light switch here, so turn it off. Turns off these decorative lights there. Then you have light for your island, and then 2 lights for above the cushions. Just click them in the middle to turn them on or off. Moving on to your bedroom. Not a whole heck of a lot to cover, but you have a spot to put a TV here. You have to feel your wall where you feel stiff and not loose there. Right there. If you want to mount a TV, you could. Feel the sidewall. I'd be careful putting on their edge. There may or may not be a backer there. If you do decide to do it there, keep in mind how long your screws are so you don't poke through to the outside. Looks like previous owners had a TV here. Outlet for the TV as well as coax hookup. This little right there, it's going to work for all your TVs if you have it hooked up. If that's off, you you have that when you're using your cable. If you're using your antenna, make sure that that's on. That's your booster for your antenna. Plenty of storage. USB outlets there. Clicky lights above there. Storage on the side with outlets. Charge your phone at night if you need to. Should have some storage underneath your bed. So blankets and such you can store underneath there. You are pre-wired for a second AC that would replace this vent. So if you opt to have us install a second AC for you, just let us know and we can get one installed. Little axis here to pump, and then there's a winterization line right there, which is nice. You don't have to take anything apart. An emergency exit window, super simple to use. Pop that tab open. You can use it as a regular window and set it out like that. If there's an emergency, you would push this all the way out, grab here, yank the screen off, and then jump out the window. And then this one is another emergency exit. Works the same way, just a little bit bigger. One final look around. And that concludes your video tour on your Outback.